Hello, everybody. Today we're talking about 6 ways that you can stay on the track of your goal and to kind of keep with it instead of giving up, instead of procrastinating. These are easy things that you can do that I've found keep me interested in my goal, keep me moving forward with my goals. So I only have a few minutes today to film this video, and that brings me to the first tip, and that is to be okay with spending only 10 to 20 minutes on your goal a day. If you had that every single day, you would be building up a lot of time. And I understand it's not quite as satisfying as spending like an hour or two or an entire day if you can kind of have that much focus on your goal. But having these little snippets of time I've found keep me focused, kind of hyper focused on that goal. And I feel a little bit more, what's the word? Efficient. I find that I'm a little bit more efficient when I sit down because I can't be distracted in that 20 minutes. I mean, I can, but I need to focus on that task that I want to complete in that session. The second tip that I have is to try and shrink your goal. So you usually have this big goal that is the end goal that you have. You want to get to this end thing. You're trying to write a book, or you're trying to learn the piano, or start a YouTube channel. Those are the end final results. But there's always going to be little steps that you take along the way. And I don't know about you, but I like making lists, and my list kind of looks like this. I have 3 big things that I'm working on right now. And when I have this list next to me, I kind of get overwhelmed. I sit here and I think, oh my gosh, well, I have this reveal to do, and I have this one short to do, and I'm going to work on the logo, and I kind of get a little bit scattered. But when I break that down, these are like the big things. Like if I'm going to do a logo, am I doing it myself? Am I hiring somebody? Can I send that email out today? I'm breaking it down into that one task that I can work on. And I feel like kind of shrinking the goal instead of saying, oh, I have to write a book. And instead, you can say, I'm going to write this scene today, or maybe I'm writing the scene tomorrow. And today I'm brainstorming kind of the sequence of events. And you focus on that one thing instead of the huge thing, and it feels less overwhelming. Then tip number 3, when you're done with that task, you celebrate your win. You don't just move on to the next step. Don't take after me. I'm still trying to get this one. I usually just go to the next one instead of looking back and saying, look how far I've come. I've already done all these things in order to get to this point where I am today. And if we don't celebrate that, we don't see that we are making progress with our goals. And one thing I do for my kids, let me show you, is we sit down on Sunday or Monday and we write out what they have. This one has a little stain on it. Isn't that classy? We write out what they're going to do for the week, and then we cross it off as the week goes by. But I've been saving these for this year because I think it's so important to see, look at all the work you've done. Yes, you have a test and an assignment and all these projects that are still due, but we've done all of this work leading up to that. And I think it's so important to see our accomplishments. The next tip I have is to try and detach from being perfect. And this is coming from me, which I'm sitting here filming this video, and this is the 5th time that I have tried this because I keep saying, oh, I'm not talking fast enough, or I forgot to say this point, and I keep redoing it. And not only is it a waste of time, but then sometimes I just don't do it. And I think, well, I'll just move on to the next video because obviously I can't do that video. But if I were to detach and just say, okay, like with this video, this is such a perfect example. And I tell you, I'm leading by example, you guys. I'm trying to figure this out as I go, but detaching from perfection and saying, okay, I'm going to do this today, no matter what. I'm going to publish it because yes, I'll flub up and it's not going to be perfect, but it might still provide value to some people. So I'm going to keep going because it might not be perfect in some kind of standard, but it's going to have my stamp on it and my uniqueness, and that is what is going to reach other people. The fifth tip that I have for you is to keep trying. So maybe you need to try writing your book a different way. Let's say you sit down and you're staring at that blinking cursor and it's glaring back at you saying, you're not going to write anything today. Have you ever been there? I have. And sometimes you draw a blank. Sometimes it's better to pick up a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen and get cozy on the couch, and the words flow so much better that way. Sometimes we need to try something a little bit different with our goals, like the 10 or 20 minutes, or like breaking it down into smaller pieces, or trying a different location, or researching different ways that you can get to the end, but maybe in a little bit different way that works better for you. Like I said, these are all tips to try and help you to take that next step for your goal, and that are here for you to keep you going so you don't quit. And the last one is literally the one that helped me recently, the last couple of weekends. I was thinking that I had to get everything done by this certain date. And if I didn't hit that date, what was I even doing? Because what kind of progress could I show if I didn't get everything done on that date? And then it kind of hit me to slow down, that I was making these deadlines for myself. I didn't have to meet those deadlines. And what would it hurt if I slowed things down and went at it kind of, you know how bulldozers are? Like, they're not fast, but they're so efficient at pushing the snow, let's say the snow plows. They're pushing that snow out of the way and going at it in a way that gets the job done slow and efficiently. And I'm applying that to kind of launching these things that I'm working on that are kind of secret right now, because I need to gain a little bit more traction before I share them with you. But slowing down literally is saving me, because I was about to give up that day. I was totally gonna just throw in the towel and be done. And I thought, I'm giving myself this year to see how far I can go and if I can be successful at these ideas that I have. And I thought, why not start that year right now? That year doesn't have to start when I launch. It can be slow and steady right now, and see how far I can go without being kind of stressed and coming at it with this kind of energy that is, I have to get this done right now. And if I don't have that time, I might as well just not even do it. Or if I don't make that date on the calendar, it's all just going to go away. And that's so not true. Even if we're just writing a scene a week in our book, or we're coming out with one video a month, even, you're still making progress and you're still getting there. And I want you to ask yourself, who is to say that you have to go fast? Is it just you? Because it probably is. I know it was just me putting that kind of pressure on myself. And it was not that it was slowing me down, but it was taking away the happiness of it, because I would sit down and I'd try and cram all this stuff into the one working session that I had, instead of saying, wow, I got 2 things done. When I sat down, I was saying, I didn't get those 5 things done, and now I'm going to have to stay up late, or I'm going to have to take away time from doing something else. And literally, this slowing down has made working on this whole process, this whole business idea, so much more enjoyable. So I'm here to encourage you to keep going, as you can see, and I'm trying to lead by example, not perfectly, but you're kind of holding me accountable because I like to show up here for you. And I hope you're showing up as well. Let me know in the comments what you're working on so we can all encourage each other. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.